CBS brings back the original female detective actor in Leroy Jethro Gibbs' team to NCIS after 22 years. Because of how prominent the procedural has become, it's often easy to forget that it started as a spin-off of the legal drama, JAG. Similar to the majority of its spin-offs in the NCIS universe, the flagship was launched via a backdoor pilot that introduced Mark Harmon's character and his team to viewers as they solve a case involving some of the most prominent characters in its parent show. During NCIS' earliest years, there was a conscious effort to remind the public of their connection, particularly via JAG cameos. That said, as years went on and the legal drama wrapping up its 10-season run, it became more of a rarity. With that comes easily forgetting how it laid the groundwork for NCIS, including how it established some of the long-term players in Gibbs' MCRT team. That being said, it also featured some characters that never made it out of the 2-episode backdoor pilot. NCIS, Origins Season 2, Episode 7 marks the return of Robin Lively to the franchise. Gibbs had a slightly different MCRT team in JAG than what he eventually had when NCIS launched. Michael Weatherly's Anthony D'Inozzo, David McCallum's Ducky Mallard, and Paulie Perret's Abby Sayuto were in the original squad, but since Sasha Alexander's Kate Todd didn't join MCRT until Yankee White, the JAG version of MCRT featured Robin Lively's Vivian Blackadder. Unfortunately, by the time NCIS debuted, Gibbs' team didn't have any female detectives, allowing him to recruit Todd after she left the Secret Service following the attempted assassination of the president aboard Air Force One. More than 2 decades later, Lively finally makes it back to the franchise, this time via NCIS, Origins Season 2, Episode 6, Happy Birthday. Instead of reprising her old role as Blackadder, however, the actor is brought in to play an entirely new character who doesn't have any ties to JAG. The Bernard Randolph-centric outing features flashbacks to the cheery member of Mike Frank's NIS team, as it essentially functions as an origin story for the character. That involves introducing his mother, Maxine. The episode continues to prove the brilliance of NCIS, Origins casting, as Lively and Caleb Foote do resemble each other. Why Lively's Vivian Blackadder was cut from NCIS. Overall, NCIS maintained the overall vibe of Gibbs' team after its JAG backdoor pilot. That said, it reportedly had to make some personnel changes to make sure that the new show was the best that it could be. While there was no official explanation for Blackadder being written out of the procedural, the way she handled the MCRT's terrorist case would have been an understandable reason for her firing. Behind the scenes, Donald Belisario allegedly thought that Blackadder didn't fit in with the ensemble. For what it's worth, Lively wasn't the only MCRT member from JAG who didn't make it to NCIS. Thomas Anthony Jones played Don Dobbs as part of Gibbs' squad, but he was also cut before the ongoing procedural launched in the fall of 2023. Perhaps the NCIS franchise can also find a role for the actor 2 decades after his initial debut, the same way that it did with Lively. Otherwise, it would also be cool to see Dobbs again after all these years.